Hello and welcome back to my channel. Ever wonder how to draw curly hair? Well, it's something I've always wanted to learn. Let's get to it. So I'm starting off with a very fine, tiny acrylic brush, which I will soon change. There we go. And I chose a watercolor brush instead. I only used the smaller brush in the beginning just to get the fine detail around the ear. So what I'm doing now is basically a wet on wet technique. So because the paper is already wet, when I apply paint, it gives it like a soft, fluffy cloud effect, which is kind of what you want to treat the hair right now as. Also, this is a bit sped up, so feel free to take your time and pause the video. It's great to get as many layers down as you possibly can. Let the paint dry and apply more layers. Remember, think puffy cloud. We want a lot of shadows and lighter areas. We don't want mud, which is what we'll get if we keep applying the wet paint and layering it. Alright, time to clean up those pencil lines. And here we go with the first curl. As you can see, when I'm painting the curls, they're not perfect little ringlets. Each curl has its own character, and I'm doing this based off my hair. From far away, my curls may look like they are the perfect little ringlets, but when you come closer, definitely not. They each have their own character. And yeah, so I'm just keeping it really realistic. But please let me know if there is a magical hair product that does that for you. So you're going to see me blotting the paper with some paper towel. I'm doing this because the paint I'm applying is a little bit too heavy. For my liking. I would say keep it very light in the beginning, and this way again you'll be able to layer more. I did want to touch on a little bit about what the drawing is exactly, and I will be creating a shorter time lapse, and there I will tell the whole story. But for now, I'll just talk a little bit about my drawing. So it's me when I was a little girl, and growing up in Canada, being mixed with Trinidadian and living with my mom, who is Polish descent, arose a lot of questions and thoughts. And often, I remember being young, I would have thoughts about how my hair is different, or why it's different, and why does it take so much time to comb my hair out and put all these products in. Growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s, I lived on music videos, guys, and it seemed that straight hair was in. It was very apparent to me that my hair was different, and I always felt like, oh, they have it so easy, look at their hair, it's blowing, it looks so manageable, and here's me, I have to, comb it out, it gets tangled, I have to put it in braids. So it's very personal, a very personal piece for me, and also very therapeutic for me to create a piece like this. But again, if you want to hear more of the story, it's going to be in my shorter time lapse I'm going to release, so stay tuned. For these curls that I'm drawing, I'm not remaining in the layer part, the puffy cloud that we originally did. I am going outside of it because by doing this, the hair looks more realistic because it's creating flyaways. And for those of you who don't know what flyaways are, it's just when the hair kind of like sticks out, like it becomes a little frizzy. So by doing this, it makes the hair definitely look more realistic, and you'll see as I go on, I'm gonna build up on the hair that's sticking out. And right now I am applying some darks. So again, I'm giving more of a shadow. I'm going in with a darker paint, and finally I get to draw with my Prismacolor Fine Line Brown pen, which is super handy. And I'm going in there and doing a lot of fine detail. So I'm pretty much blending in all the paint, all the curls that I've created with paint, and I'm giving it a softer look. Like I'm blending it in with the marker because I find that the paint it's a little harder to blend after, but using the marker makes it so much easier, especially what I'm doing here as well is like building on top of the hair that's sticking out. And again, I'm not sure what reference photo you guys are looking at, but make sure you really pay attention to where the shadows are in the hair, because that also helps with making the drawing look and the curls looking more realistic for sure.
Some of the old songs.
And now I'm going in with a black pen as well, like a very fine line pen. It doesn't have to be this brand, it can be any brand. But I find that you don't need to use it a whole lot just because it's black, so you don't want to go too heavy. Just in little bits, like just small areas you want to fill in. So it's just basically patience and layering. It's a lot of layering. And the more you do, I guarantee you the better the end result will turn out. In fact, the reason why I created this tutorial was because not only was I looking for a certain curly hair look, but I found that the videos were very limited when I tried to search tutorials were very limited when I tried to search how to draw curly hair. I soon figured out that I wasn't going to be able to just draw curly hair. I needed to use paint as well. I need to have a base layer, which is super important, and then add the curls on top. So what you're seeing here is my second attempt at drawing curly hair. The first drawing I have in my picture as my thumbnail, that is the first piece I created with curly hair, and this is the second time I'm drawing curly hair. So I hope to get better and learn new tricks, and I'm definitely going to post more tutorials on YouTube about it. But so far I'm really liking this style. I really like how I got the hair to my satisfaction to look a certain way. And yeah. And if you have any ideas too, let me know. Or if you know any good curly hair tutorials, please comment down below as well. Also, at the end of this video, I do have a special shout out, so stay tuned.
Some of the old songs. For old time's sake.
For the next step, I decided to use acrylic fluid paint, and this is for the highlights. Now, I couldn't find the perfect color, so I mixed about 50-50 white and yellow paint together to create these highlights. And basically, I'm just filling in anywhere that I think needs some lightening up. Now, you don't want to go too overboard with the highlights, but I'm going to show you how to fix that after, even if you just do like a little too many highlights. But yeah, just really try and balance it out. And the last step is I'm literally going over the highlights with a brown brush marker from Prismacolor just to soften out everything. Okay, and here's the finished result. Hope you guys learned something new from my tutorial. I wanted to take this last minute and give a very special shout out to T.K Sketches. For those of you who don't know me, I'm pretty new to YouTube, and I was super fortunate to connect with TK earlier this year. Not only is his YouTube channel fairly new, but he is absolutely the most positive person that I know. Creator of Swords of the Exile, you can also join TK while he character sketches for some of his videos. Something that I was super taken back by that I found out is that TK actually serves for the United States Air Force, so he has a full-time job, which to me is just insane because the demand of something like that. and also having and finding the time to create is amazing. And that's why he inspires me, besides, again, like the positive energy. But please go and check out his channel. We love the support, especially our new channels. So thank you for watching and see you guys later.